Hey beauties, this is Beautifully Me coming at you with another video, and happy Halloween. So if you've been following my channel for a while, that's Beautifully Me with 2 F's, put some respect on that second F. You know that me and my family, Team Smith, do it big for Halloween. 2 years ago we were DC Comics, I was Wonder Woman. Last year we did anime, we were Dragon Ball Z. So this year we're going to be the X-Men. I am Storm, the plus size version of course. My husband is going to be Wolverine. My oldest son, Junior, is going to be Deadpool, and my little one, Major, he is going to be the Beast. But I wanted to show you guys this really quick and easy DIY. Shout out to Shalonda Walker of Boutique Styles. If you were following me back in the spring, you saw the fire we dropped for spring shoot. She named a swimsuit after me, and I felt so special. And she is an amazing designer based right here in Raleigh, North Carolina. So if you need your custom swimwear, if you need custom pieces, if you need dusters, make sure you check her out. Go to boutiquestyles.com. I will put her link down below, and stay tuned for the vlog. Happy Halloween, guys. Mind you, this is still drying, but can y'all see how extra I'm gonna be walking down the street in my cape? Dun, 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 dun. And this was a designer that made not only my bathing suit, she also made the other model, Jessica's swimsuit, and they were gorgeous. They went viral. You guys absolutely love them. So make sure you check out boutiquestyles.com so you can get all the hot fire. She does swimsuits. You do some more stuff too.
I do. So I've come out with a Cover Me in Lace cover up, and that is super, super sexy. I love it because you can use it for a swimsuit cover up. You can use it in the boudoir. So, you know, you can use it in the fall. So it's like a transitional piece.
And y'all know I love pieces like that. If you're going to invest in a custom piece, like she said before, make sure you get something that you can wear all year round, that looks amazing, and that's custom fit and perfectly to your body. So let's keep on with the cuteness. So I went to Joann's for the first time for this, guys, and let me tell you, that was an experience, especially if you're not used to going to a fabric store. It was kind of overwhelming. I remember texting Shalonda like, yo, I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. So I headed over to Joann's Fabrics, and I was in the lame or lame section, and I picked up this gorgeous fabric. And then I also picked up some quick stitch, but if you have some hot glue at home, feel free to use that as well. And these are some of the materials that we use: some scissors, some pins, the cutting mat, of course, and it all came down for the sleigh of $17.23.
I've been sewing and crafting for a while. I've accumulated a lot of things, but when I started, I only had so much space, and I had a dining room table, and I had plenty of floor space, but I didn't want to mess up my floors when I was cutting fabric. So a cute and affordable option that you can buy is a cutting board. You can get these at Joann's. You can also pick them up at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, and they run about $20. But as you know, Hobby Lobby and Joann's are usually going to give you a 40% or 50% off coupon, so you can pick this up for close to $10. Measure from your shoulder down to the floor, and just giving a guesstimate. So this measuring tape is 60 inches long, and so we're at about 58, 59. So we'll have plenty of extra fabric to make it even longer for a dramatic look. I think I just wanted to hit probably about your calf. So
yeah, I don't want to trip over it.
Right, in case you do need to go backwards, turn and run, or what, you know, I don't know what people do on Halloween. So
I don't want to fall and bust my tail, and I'm clumsy as hell. So yeah.
So we get it about mid-calf.
Calf is perfect. And you said there was a good website to like view, right?
There is. So I follow Mimi G, who is an awesome designer. She also makes sewing patterns. And then she shouted out Hand by London. So handbylondon.com, and you can type in circle skirt calculator into their search box. And it's going to take you to give you different options depending on your waist size. So here, since we're not doing your waist, we're actually doing around the top of your neck. We measured what that would approximately be. And then,
so you'll get, I'm seeing where you're going.
And then you'll say, okay, do I want a short, medium, or long skirt? I chose the long, and it does all the math for you.
Awesome! Because math is not my friend.
When you buy fabric, it already comes folded in half. So that's what your salvage edges meeting. And salvage edge is the pre-finished edge from the manufacturer. So we have both salvage edges together, and if you want to make it perfect, you can. This is DIY. I don't get too fancy with it. I like to just keep the crease that's already in the fabric. It makes it a lot easier to deal with. I don't have to re-iron or figure out or worry about it slipping. Start at 7 here, and I could whip this all the way around to the 7 on this other side, and that would be my neck opening. So what's great about having a cutting mat is you don't have to use a tape measure. You can just use the measurements that are here on your cutting mat. And so we would go all the way to 0, measure down to the 7, and we can begin cutting at the 7 and go all the way around to the 7 here. Let's go here. And that's your opening for the neck. Okay, we want our cape to go, we want a flared cape. So we're gonna have to do the same thing at the bottom of the cape and come around to give it that almost circular, so a semicircle finish at the bottom. And we know what we wanted to do. So if this is gonna be where it hits our shoulder, where we've made our cutout for our neck, we would move that to 0. Come down to 50, and if you want just a little extra, you can come down to 55 is what we decided to do. And then you just kind of want to eyeball it. So you can see we got the opening for the neck, and that's around her neck just loosely. We haven't finished this at all, so keep that in mind. And we know that we have it just as long as we need it, right? So like I said, I cut a little more. 50 inches probably would have worked for Tiffany, but I wanted to do 55 and make sure it's extra dramatic for Halloween. So now what we'll do is we can come back with this. We can come back and cut some diagonals here so that it doesn't come as much to the front of her, and you can see the front of her costume. Because your costume is going to be...
It's going to be a complete black jumper with some cute little boots. So I do want the front to show. I'm going to show a little sleeve. I am with the kids, but you know, little sleeve ain't hurt nobody.
So what we'll do, since we've got our rough fitting, is what I would say, we can take it back to the cutting table and cut off the excess that we need. We can keep it folded in half, and that way we only make one cut instead of making a cut on each side. You just slice it one time.
And that probably eliminates mistakes instead of doing the 2 cuts, just doing the 1.
So it doesn't look wonky. If you saw the rough fitting in the video, you saw that we wanted to take a little more off the front so that we could see the front of the costume. So we're gonna take some off of this side of the cape, and so this is where it was hitting Tiffany in the front. And also this is kind of roughly cut when we bought it at the fabric store. So I always like to clean that up a little bit. So what I'll do here, let me just engage my cutter, clean that up a little bit. And then I just want to estimate. So I'll say maybe I'll go down another 7 inches. So from here, I would look on my grid here and see what 7 inches are. So if this is 58, the 7 inches would put me at 51. If I want to go a little more, then I can do 10 inches, which that looks about, that to me looks nice. You decide what's good for you, and if you're making this for an adult or a kid, and there you go.
Easy peasy.
Okay, so now we're at our ironing station, and what you see here, we're just on the countertop in the kitchen, and I have down this ironing mat that I picked up either at Walmart or Target. You can find these in the laundry section, and they're pretty affordable too. So it's really cool if you happen to be a college student and you don't have an ironing board. So these are really good. Keep these in mind for back to school, or if you want to continue crafting and you don't have an ironing board. These are really good. So one of the pieces of fabric that we cut off, we want to test that with our iron and make sure that our iron setting is correct before we actually press down our neck edge of our actual cape that we're going to use. So you'll just have your iron setting, and I always test it to make sure it's on, and then I'll go across the piece and say, okay, is that getting out my wrinkles? Is it going to burn my fabric? Trust and believe, one of my first crafting or sewing projects had the iron perfect until the very end, and I ended up burning the fabric. So something down the drain. So if you're going back and forth on a crafting project from iron to sew or from iron to cut, you just always want to make sure you double check your iron before you put it on your actual piece. And so this iron setting looks pretty cool to me. We could probably go up a little bit more, but we know we haven't burnt our fabric, so we're good to go.
That fabric is so pretty.
It is so pretty. I make a headscarf out of this and be completely okay with it.
So are you ironing the full piece right now, or are you just about to iron the edges?
So I'm just going to do our neck opening. I wait to get all the wrinkles out. For something like this, it's DIY and it's a Halloween costume, I would probably wait to the end or to the date of to iron out all of my wrinkles. For now, I just want to finish the project. As you know, being a mom, most time you're doing projects after the kids are asleep.
As they're in the background. Boys, we're still recording. I feel like we're gonna have to remind them one more again for the culture, but it's okay.
No, fine. That's fine. So before we were at our cutting table, this was folded in half. So now you can see, hopefully, because we've got gray on gray, but you can see the full neck opening is here. It's our full neck opening. And we're going to fold down our side edge 1/4 of an inch. We're gonna press it, and then we're gonna fold it again and glue it. All right, and I just eyeball it. This doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you don't need to pull out the ruler unless you are that perfectionist or OCD, you know, person. I am, but not for this. So you just wanna fold it over. And that may be a little more than 1/4 of an inch, but we are just fine. So you just want to fold it over and go. And this is pressing out magnificently. So this is working out really, really good. So for those of you that think every video you see is done by an expert, I'm not an expert. I've always had a love for crafting as a child even, and sewing, I've only been doing that for about the past 4 years. And this is my first time working with lame. There's plenty of fabrics that I have not worked with that I cannot wait to work with. So everything's a learning experience. You just take it all in. You're gonna have mistakes. Keep going. That's why it's good to work with something affordable. To our test fabric and practice our liquid stitch. See how much it flows out. This seems to be a somewhat opaque liquid stitch, so that means it's not clear. So squeeze it out. It comes out really nicely. You can use the nozzle to spread it out, and then see, because this is tissue fabric, it came right through. So we know we only need just a little bit.
A dab will do.
A dab will do you. So we're gonna fold this up. Let's see if we can clean up our glue. It should clean up. It's water soluble until it dries, and it takes 30 minutes for it to dry. So if you do happen to get some on your ironing mat, ironing board, cutting mat, just take a damp napkin or a paper towel and wipe it up. It comes up really easily. Like, this isn't even sticky anymore, so you're good to go. With that pressed edge, what we're going to do is I'm going to do a few little dots. That with your finger if you like. If you have sensitive skin, I recommend wearing gloves or using a toothpick, or like I said, you can use the nozzle of the bottle. And then you want to just fold this over again. And what this gives is a very clean edge. And we can iron where we didn't glue to help this stay folded. And once you're done with this, you're going to repeat the same method on the opposite side of the cape. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect. You're not measuring for perfection. This is something really quick to help save some money and get you the costume you want. This side is good. We'll let that dry. Move it out of the way and do your other side. So now that we've done both sides, now what we're going to do is go around our neck opening and fold it down 1/4 of an inch first and press.
So as you can see, Shalonda's just going to go through with the iron and just crease down the neck opening. That's just going to give it a clean finish. Again, we do want it to look beautiful, even though it is a DIY project. After she goes around with the iron with the crease, she's going to go back through with the glue and just glue down the 2 edges of the top of the neck opening to the side of the cape to just give it an all-out clean finish. Continue watching and enjoying this DIY.
Now you're saying, okay, now what do I do about this funky little edge here? Fold it in so that this little peak isn't sticking out. I want to fold that in, and then you can glue it down. Just a little dab it to you. Down this little flap that was sticking out from our folded edge, and this looks like a mitered corner. And mitered corners, if you know anything about carpentry, it's just a clean cut corner where you don't see any of the raw edge.
And just like that, you have a gorgeous garment. Make sure you let it completely air dry and that you iron out all the creases from the fabric being folded. But this beautiful cape is just the perfect thing for my storm outfit. I absolutely love it, and I think I'll turn heads. Pro tip, if you don't have any pins to pin the costume to your shoulders, use an old earring. Old earrings are beautiful. It gives a little pop. And until next time, bye beauties.